Welcome to Verbal Quick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Look, these guys try to take over Haiti, right? Y'all check this out. Now, it's not the fact that they try to take over Haiti that is the most intriguing and the most diabolical plot. It's not that, right? Look, these guys try to take over Haiti. Now check this out. What's even worse, right, than them trying to take over Haiti, and what we're going to explore today is you have to look at the mentality, the mindset, and the time we're living in, and why were they even trying to take Haiti in the first place, right? You have to understand the waters, the beaches, how beautiful that island is. Then you have to understand the mindset of the colonizers and the colonizers' mindset on why they even thought they could take Haiti. Right? A lot of this has to do with us as a people, the way we project, the way we see ourselves, and the way we carry ourselves in everyday society. Right? Okay, let me give you an example. Right? Give you an example. Right? Y'all will always hear me say this, and it's also stated in my book, Consequence by Vince Cole Muhammad, right? Look, dope and guns go together. Always. Right when they drop the dope into the community, soon after you will see suspiciously an influx of guns within the community. Right. I.e., whether it be a train somehow just stopped on the tracks and someone goes in there thinking they're gonna hit a lick and see a whole trainload full of guns, right? And you thinking, oh man, I done came up. That was placed there on purpose, right? The dope in the community was placed there on purpose because they know that dope and guns go together. And once you start selling the dope, right, somebody's going to owe you or try to run off with the money for the dope. And that's what the guns are for. Or once you start abusing the dope and you become a dope fiend, now you lose everything. And they sit back and just watch. And they will create the circumstances to whether you will be the dope fiend or the dope seller. Right? They know how to trust me. It's a game. And once you realize that it's a game, then no longer will you continue to be hoodwinked, run amok, or played, right? Then what they do on top of that is they say, okay, we making money off the dope, we making money off the guns. How can we make money off the entertainment of it, right? We're gonna make movies about dope and guns, right? We're gonna make the artists change their lyrics from black unity across the globe. It wasn't just black unity in America. It was black unity from Puerto Rico through the Caribbean, through Mexico, through Africa. If you look at the music, it's two things, right, that you can tell unity amongst indigenous people. And check out the show we did on YouTube, right? Indigenous Unity with good people, Dave, hey, Sister Pebbles, man, always bringing it, and Brother Pan African Moore, always bringing it, right? Y'all go check that out. But it wasn't. It was the unity, not just in music, but you can see the unity in the culture within the food because we all shared food when we traveled throughout different continents, different countries, different towns, different cities, right? That's why you'll see corn up in Egypt, right? You will see uh, uh, certain Mediterranean dishes in Mexico. You would see African rice in the Americas. I mean, it just because we've been trading and we've been unified, right? But you got to realize you're dealing with a scientist who will sit back and find a way to create chaos and destruction amongst the indigenous people. The sad part about it is we filed for it. That's the part that just don't make sense to me, right? How are we filing for their plot and plan in 2025? It doesn't add up. Now let's get to the takeover of Haiti, right? Okay, check this out. You always had explorers on expeditions to go out, find new land, right? Then when they found the new land, they came with the cross and the Bible. Once they got the people under their religion, then the soldiers came with the guns or the sword and took the land, right? But what these two idiots from Texas, the great state of Texas, what these two idiots did was they jumped the gun, was trying to take over Haiti without government backing. See, that's where they messed up at. You trying to take Haiti without government backing. They like, hey, hold on. If you did take it, and you might have found gold or resources over there, you might be hiding and keeping it for yourself and keeping it away from the government. Now, partner, that's you get life for that. That's like you at the gambling shack, you making a killing and you don't tip the house. You just think you finna walk out of there with all the money. That's just like on another note. We're gonna get back to it, but I gotta say this too, it just popped in my mind. Stop trying to compare who got the hardest hood. It's impossible. Look, run off with somebody money from River Oaks and watch they won't hunt you down. Run off with somebody money in South Park, Acres Home, North Side, East Side, Highway 6, Cypress, Katy, Paraline. It don't matter. It don't matter. The situation, the circumstances will determine the outcome. No matter where you at on the planet. What are you talking about? Look, when they drop the dope and guns in i.e. any neighborhood, from Philadelphia to New York, Baltimore, Chicago, murder started happening. What are you saying? Don't go to this neighborhood. They don't play. Now, don't run off with nobody money in any neighborhood that nobody's going to play. And they knew that before they put the dope and guns in the neighborhood. Then they made us say, well, my city tougher than your city. My hood tougher than your hood. Look, you remove the dope, you remove the guns, right? And then you bring back peace within the community. Now let's say everybody getting along, talking about what can we do to build a business to where we can extract some income, not only for ourselves, for our family, and for our community. Right? That's what it's about. But trust me, they know what they're doing. So these two idiots, right? First they're saying, hey, wait a minute. America is not looking the same as it once looked. It seems like we as white people, we are starting to become the minority, right? So they're saying, well, damn, where can we go to repopulate and do what we've done in the past when we left Europe and came and conquered America? Because when they left Europe, came and conquered America, that was government backing. It was but they did the same thing. Destroy the men, use the women as sex objects or sex slaves, right? And then raised the children up at their hand so they wouldn't be disobedient, and then they would digest the conquering a little better because they are the youth and they was raised under this system, right? But what they fail to realize, and what America failed to realize, It's impossible to erase all the memories of the ancestors and the ancient ones who were there before you because it's genetic coding, it's in the DNA. So even though you try to raise these children up at your hand, they see certain symbols, they go through certain areas, they recognize their ancestors, they know something ain't right, right? They know I'm not supposed to be treated like this. They just don't know. You just didn't teach them how to fight. So they got to depend on a higher power to fight for them, right? Until they get the courage to fight for themselves. You feel me? So the mindset is they studied. You got to remember, they studied um, this island right off Haiti, right? They studied it. They felt like, look, it'll be easy for us to take this island. But why did they feel like it would be easy for them to take it, right? Because they looking at the everyday going on workings of that island. So in that mindset, yeah, yeah, I can get them. And then we don't need a big army either to get them, right? All we need is these guns and these machine guns. We kill a couple of them. Everybody else gonna be scared. We set the law, and then we rule with an iron fist. Anybody get out of line, we gonna kill them, right? Now, what type of person or what mindset of that type of person would have to be to carry those acts out? You got to be a soulless, hardcore killer, right? So that should let you know what you're dealing with, right? This goes all the way back to the civil rights era. We shall overcome. We're gonna march for freedom. You dealing with people who don't mind sticking dogs in water hole on you. That's fun to them. They don't care nothing about your pain and look, just because you saying, hey, look, you a Christian, I'm a Christian, we should all get along. The people gave you Christianity to keep you docile and put you to sleep. They know what they doing. You just ain't figured it out yet, but they know. But one day, you know, folks will wake up and understand what it actually is and not what you want it to be or what you perceive it to be or what you would like for it to be. It's just what it is. And you know, then once you understand what it is, then you can formulate on how to deal with it. Other than that, you just hoping and wishing and you know, one day soon, we all gonna be together. One day, yeah, come on, all right. But if that's your method, and even though it ain't worked in 500 years, but if you think one day that method might produce some substance, then by all means, I mean, keep trying. But for those of us who understand and who have like minds and who want to build, who understand the power and unity, then that is a direction that's worthy of going, right? But if you don't, it's just going to be a separation, and over time, that gap between the separation is going to become wider and wider to where we will recognize each other, but we won't know each other. You know what I mean? You know how like you grew up with somebody, right? And you knew them, but they went through so much in life to where that connection y'all had is gone. They still the same person, but they mind somewhere else. Y'all ain't vibing like that no more. It's over. You can't, and there's nothing you can do to figure it out because you haven't walked in their shoes. You can only assume or guess at it, but you'll never figure it out because you wasn't there and you're not that person. So you waste your time trying to figure something out that you ain't never gonna figure out. Look, we searched the whole planet trying to find if there's any righteous in the colonizer, and found out now they gonna do what they gonna do because and their mindset that's self-preservation for them. They have to do this for the good of their race and their cause. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it for themselves. So This is just a precursor, right? They just jumped the gun, showing you that there's a need now to do another country takeover. But they got to pick somewhere that's by water, right? For shipping and trade. The climate got to be right where they can live in, not too cold, not too hot. And then the soil got to be fertile. And there got to be some minerals on it, right? And they got to be close to somewhere where oil is, right? So, hey, they know what they do. So while we're killing each other, come on, man, it's 2025. Who give a damn about somebody making a rap song about how hard the hood is? In 2025, do you know the shape of the world we in today? You need to be making songs about unification in Africa, uh, 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 the food source, economics in America, the knowledge of the ancestors, the knowledge of the native indigenous black people in America. What 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 was their beliefs? What was their study? Right? What was their university? What about Africa? What about Jamaica? What about the Caribbean? Right? What about Asia? What about when the whole planet was called Asia at one time? I mean, give us some knowledge, man. We ran, look, we ran through street hood knowledge, all up and down, back and forth. I mean, you can't miss it. It's saturated. That's why the streets is saturated because it's the method is played. We done it to death. It ain't nothing left to do. And if you're not forging a new path, a new mindset, new way of thinking to build for the future, then you'll be stuck. You'll be like a Jerry Curl. It is over. It's time to build for the future. It's time. Matter of fact, it's time. Look, it's a whole economic system on just preparing and building something good for the future generation that's coming behind us. That's a whole market. That way, we got people ready to go into NASA, ready to go into science, ready to go into mathematics, ready to go into economics, ready to build, make cars, do. I mean, that's the future. What you saying? You saying the baby born, and when he get 13, all he got to look for is somebody to put some dope in his hand. Come on, man. You can't tell me that in 2025. The game changing. Why you think there's no rap song at the top right now, in the top 40? Because the subject matter, who nobody don't know. Look, ladies, you done twerked out. You done showed your ass out to where now it's like, okay, it's some more ass cheeks. You've seen 1,000 of them. Dude, we done seen the dude with the pants sagging and the gun in the waist. It done played so many times where it's like, yeah, whatever. You ain't got nothing else you can do. That's all you got. It's played out. You done it to death. It's been, it's mangled, man. It's so toe up. You can't even sew it back together. It's done. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. But the mindset of those two individuals, one went in the Air Force. Look at how far the lengths they gonna go to accomplish their goal. You might say, damn, these wicked, evil, racist, so and so. But I'm gonna let other shows talk about that. We talk about something different, right? Look at the link that they'll to go to school in the Air Force, try to go to India to learn how to navigate boats. Right. The time it takes to go and try to recruit, the time it takes to build the message, to even go to the people to recruit them to join their cause, and the need for them to join the cause. The mindset to go over there and make black women as sex slaves for them. Meaning they like that black women, they like black women, they like it. Trust me. That's all in their mind. They want a whole island. They're gonna kill the men and start raping your women. Right. And this is the thing, like not Gaspar Yanga, the brother in Brazil who led the revolt, named similar to Gaspar Yanga. Anyway, his mama told him, and I post the name when I do it. His mama told him, bro, you ain't ready to. You love white folk. You love your enemy, folk. You ain't ready to fight. She say, when you blow, that blow ain't gonna be as hard as it could be, cause you ain't ready yet. You know, that's just like if they'd have showed up on Haiti, you might have a handful that's gonna check them at the door, but some gonna sit there and try to plead with them, try to ask them what you here for. Why are you doing this? What's going on? We peaceful people. What did we ever do to you? You know, then they like while they shooting you down one at a time, trying to take your island. Thankfully, the plan was interrupted, and that's the only reason you don't see dead bodies in Haiti. Because when they come to kill. They not coming to because the mind had already been made up. So they not coming to sit there and chat with you. See, hey man, what's going on? Yeah, we just coming to take over. Matter of fact, line up all the women over here on the right side right now. Just line up over there. We gonna just shoot you down, you know, and we gonna raise these children to be slaves because that's the mentality they're not gonna know nothing else but what we teach them. You know, we're not gonna let them read. They ain't gonna learn how to write. Only thing they gonna know how to do is serve us. And that's it. We gonna make sure that we burn and erase all y'all prior history, so they don't have no strength or knowledge to draw from. That's the plan. Even though it's impossible, because like I stated, genetic code and DNA carries memory, and it's just over time before that next generation start waking up, and that's what's happening in America. So many black people are waking up to where they try to say wokeism was bad, right? But so many are waking up to where they want to be and they deserve to be treated as who they are, and they know who they are. So any treatment less than is a problem, right? You can't take a people that were rulers, gods, kings, and queens, and think they're going to have a subservient mind forever. Think about it. And don't forget to check out the book Consequences by Vince Cole Muhammad. Strong, help you navigate through life. Vropic Radio, we're out.